everybody. We are back providing live severe weather coverage, and this is the first time in a while that we have a chance to provide some live severe weather coverage. So, welcome back, everyone. How are you guys doing this evening? Glad to see you guys. And honestly, I was just a little bit lonely over here, so I wanted to see all of you guys here. So, welcome, good evening, glad to see you. And I just want to let you guys know popping on the screen here is the severe thunderstorm watch. You see it's like going away, but according to the National Weather Service, it is still in effect. So not quite sure what the program is doing here, but we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that will be going until 9 p.m. tonight. And the main threat so far is just damaging winds. Not anything like too significant. That's why we have been waiting to go live for quite some time here. And it really wasn't going crazy until we had this storm just popping off just east of the Fulton area that did get a tornado possible attack from the National Weather Service. They did see some rotation aloft in this storm, but the main concern they're watching is damaging winds, 60 miles per hour, and 1 inch hail. And it got issued right towards the edge where Warrenton County meets. So I wanted to come on live just so we're here and we're not catching up later into the storm. So how's everybody doing today? Glad to see you once again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys had a great day. It's been very quiet around town today, so that is very nice. And we hope that stays that way, but we will see storms regardless, everyone. Okay, we will see storms regardless. And let me pull up chat here. Make sure we are looking good and sounding good. We did not get our haircut today, just so we were able to be here for the live stream. So sorry about that, everyone. But we are still looking crispy out here for you. A little bit of Abraham Lincoln going on. But don't worry, don't worry. We're just as famous as Abraham Lincoln. So let's take a look at what we got, because we are in a weather live stream. So we do have this severe thunderstorm warning. Right now for our immediate area, we have no warnings in place, okay? We just have this warning that is off to our west here that is touching the Warrenton County line that does have a tornado possible tag. And also, I want to let you guys know the National Weather Service has let me know that they still do think some storms could try to be strong to severe, so they don't want to let our guard down, and they still think the storm could remain strong as it goes into the Warrenton area. So that is why we hopped up on live up towards the north. You can see near the Bowling Green, Carrollton, the Jerseyville, not a lot of severe weather activities, very busy up there, not seeing anything, but some heavy showers and thunderstorms is likely up there. But the main storm of concern is why I want to hop on here is for this Herman storm, because it did get a tornado possible tag here. And this goes until about, let's see what time it is, goes for about a half hour, but they will issue a downstream warning if needed with this storm. So that is what we're watching here this evening. So how are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat where you guys are watching from. I'd love to know where you guys are tuned in from this evening. And okay, so it looks like our severe thunderstorm watch has got reissued for our program. It has already been live and active early, but I do want to let you guys know here that the probabilities, let's see, I made something new while I was waiting. Let's see how this looks. Good thing is the probability of 2 or more tornadoes is low, okay? Low 20% chance. Probability of 1 or more strong EF2 to EF5 tornadoes is a 10%. So that's very good. So that is very low. That's the lowest you can go without technically putting 0 for the tornado risk. And as we go into the wind department, probability of 10 or more severe wind events, 60%, not 60 miles per hour, 60%, which is usually likely that we're going to see a wind event. You can already see that we have a severe thunderstorm warning on our doorstep here. So probability of 1 more severe weather events greater than 75 miles per hour, 40. So it's elevated but not high. And then hail is 50% chance, so there is a chance that we could see some hail. and the overall probability of seeing 10 or more severe hail events is 90%. So basically what that means, the combined severe hail and wind, basically means that we could see a warning inside of the watch, which is exactly what it's doing right now. So you can see that there is other crazy storms that are popping off in other places, and you can see way up here. I'm glad we're not dealing with that. Lots of tornadoes, a lot of tornado warnings, emergencies, danger situations happening way out of our area. We are just being handed the leftovers. So everything that was left over in the fridge, we are starting to warm up as it moves into our area here. So this storm here, of course, right when we jump online, the National Weather Service says the last couple of scans is showing to begin the weekend, but we're still seeing indications of hail. So have to watch, especially on the far west side, Jonesboro and Warrenton. It's probably the places that we need to watch for this warning. Now, like I mentioned in a couple posts prior to this, it's not looking overly concerning, and I told you guys that last night in our live stream that there was a chance that it wasn't going to be too crazy, and you can see it's not really going crazy like some of us have made thought, but we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in place until 9 p.m., so we have to respect that there could still be some severe storms that are in place. But if you're just tuning in and you're checking on the area, the immediate area is warning free right now. But we do have a warning on our doorstep that is moving east towards Warren County. So that is why we were live here. And it once did have a tornado possible tag, but they did downgrade it to just hail and wind. So that is very good news. Couple reports of flooding has been around the area, so make sure if you're driving on the back roads, make sure you're watching out just for the flooded roadways. But as of right now, this is the only storm, in my opinion, that is concerning, that is still producing some hail, that is moving this way. And also, I want to let you guys know that these storms are weakening as they continue to move east. This is all part of a cold front that is pushing through the area. You can see it goes all the way down to Oklahoma City here. Oklahoma, Norman, almost all the way back through Texas, near Wichita Falls and Childress, all the way down there, and expands all the way up and to the middle part of Michigan. So a huge system, and we have a little situation going on for the New York friends and places like those. So, like I said, this is really good for the severe weather threat, and if you have anxiety about the storms, so far we are looking very, very good. And off topic, I'm not sure if you heard about it, but there is a high angle rescue that is going on at Six Flags, and we just got an update that they are still trying to get guest off a ride. We are not sure what ride is happening, but there is a high angle rescue that is going on at Six Flags. So hopefully they can get the guests down in time before these storms roll in. So that is what we're monitoring, but that's the latest report that we really have here. A lot of reports of 40 mile per hour, 50 mile per hour winds, and some small quarter size hail have been reported. But so far, everyone, this has been looking very, very good. This is very, very good. But we don't want to let our guard down. We still want to monitor, but I don't really think it's going to be crazy. But all of us are going to at least see some type of rain. But the severity, in my opinion, almost looks isolated. So almost looks like there may be some of us that have no severe weather for this evening. So we'll continue to monitor, but we do have this storm that is moving towards the east, getting closer to the Jonesboro and the Herman area. Route 19 near Big Springs is where we're watching. That is the heaviest storm that we have. There is other showers and thunderstorms, but luckily they are not currently severe at the moment. But I wanted to be here for you guys because I wanted to give you live updates. We did a lot of radar updates, but it's a lot of stuff to read when we could just tell you in real time what's happening here. But the main storm of concern that we're watching here that is just approaching the Warrenton area. And I got a few comments as well. Few comments about the tornado situation. Hey everyone, let's listen because I'm going to tell you about the tornado situation, okay? Get ready. Tornado situation is low, but we can't say zero. Do I really see a tornado trying to form here? Imminent? No. Do I think we'll see one? It's very low. It's almost, I really want to say no, but I don't want to let you guys know and let your guard down. But we just have to remember that there is a low chance for a tornado, but the primary threat is going to be heavy rain, lightning, damaging winds, and it's going to be very loud and almost annoying when these storms are rolling through. And once they roll through your area, it's only going to be about an hour show. Okay, so once you see it rolling in, it's just about an hour, and then you just clock back into work and we go about our day. So it's not going to be staying around. So once it moves through your area, make sure you are good for the evening. So if you already seen storms, if you're behind it near Columbia, just approaching Jefferson City, just moving out of Jefferson City, once you there, those are in the clear right now. So the National Weather Service is saying that this thunderstorm warning has weakened considerably. A big word, sorry everybody. But there is no plans. They just announced that there is no plans to issue a downstream warning for the Warrenton area. So there is no plans for the Warrenton area to get a warning, but we can still monitor these storms if they still try to come severe, because there's still a lot of instability out in front of it that can still take advantage of. Yes, Grace, you said Jeff City is clear. Yes, Jeff City. Yes, they are slowly canceling the warning, but the cold front is right on top of you. You guys are just fine. Leslie says my son is in Springfield. Debris on road. What's up between there and St. Louis? Springfield is just they are just having one of those days. A little bit of everything has happened up here during the Springfield area. They have been having tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and I think they were close to a couple of tornado emergencies and PDS tornado warnings. So that is something that is crazy. So yeah, hopefully he's okay. Hopefully house is okay, but that is what was going on up here. So I'm just going to take a look at these storms, see what they're doing with the wind wise. They are still going to be very gusty winds as they move through the area. Even if they are not severe, they are still going to have wind and they can have some very small hail. Still showing a little bit of hail popping up with this storm, but they do not plan on issuing a downstream warning at this time. So it's not that they're not going to think about it. It's just at the current moment, they're going to let this expire in the next half hour here. Gonna see if we have any reports. Also trying to check to see if there's any issues about that ride rescue that is happening at Six Flags. If I had to guess, it's usually the swings or whatever they call it now, the high one, the swings. Usually that is the issue, and I have been told numerous times that if you lift up the arm thing, it immediately stops the ride. So not quite sure if that is the ride or not, but we're working to get information on that, and we'll bring that to you when we do get it. But I'm also checking to see if there's any reports out from these storms coming out from the Fulton area. But I don't think I'm seeing much out there. Was some small hail that was possible that we have seen, but nothing too crazy with this. So far, nothing too crazy. It's really, in my opinion, has underperformed. I think the models were just a little bit too aggressive. And I also think the air is just a little bit dry. The humidity is a little bit lower than we once thought. So that is also helping reduce the severe weather threat. But at this current moment, the widespread severe weather threat looks very low. But I still think we could get some isolated severe storms as well, because you can see the storm near just north of the Lynn area is trying to intensify just a little bit here. So the storm near the Lynn is just trying to intensify just a little bit. And like I said, it still has the thermodynamics for it to do that, in my opinion. But like I said, overall, not really looking too crazy. The current model guidance earlier was suggesting this whole line from just north of Springfield, Lebanon, Carthage, Tulsa, all these will have some type of warnings, and we are getting the easy way out here. And that is also one reason why I always tell you guys that it's possible, because even hours up to the event, it can still say it's doing it, but you always don't know until it actually happens what is going to be going on. But we have prepared for this live stream because the last time we had those strong storms, the power flickered here. So we got some equipment to help with that, so we won't get knocked offline. So we are prepared for anything that happens at the TKW Studios. Not quite tornado-wise, because we are on the second floor. It's not quite where you want to be, but I don't think we're going to be saying tornado at all this evening. But I am watching that storm just above the Lynn area. The Lynn area is where I'm watching at this current moment. And we are also staying alive until, at the very least, till this warning gets dropped. So at the very least, we're going to stay until this warning gets dropped, because that's what we do here at TKW. We want to make sure that we're here, even if the storm is not currently producing severe, but as long as there's a warning, we try to be live and we stay here till it goes away. Because if they did not think it was fully over, they would have canceled it early. But I am watching this storm that's trying to build north of the Lynn area. And hopefully down the line one day, in my opinion, that we have like cameras and like these, I wouldn't say like middle of nowhere area, but you know, more dense populated areas so we can see the storms, because we don't really have highway cameras, building cameras. It'll be nice if, you know, a couple followers had a camera. So we are definitely considering that as an option here. So the good thing is, everyone, if you're just tuning in, checking on your location, everything is looking good. So far, everything is looking good. We did get one warning that had a tornado possible tag. That's what brought us on here to your screen and the live stream, but that has since been removed, the tornado possible tag. But the cold front is moving through. You can see Jerseyville and the Carrollton, Ellsbury area. It's getting the easy way out. Storms are already approaching the area, so that is great news. So far, the severe weather threat is looking good. We still have the severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 9 p.m. So we still have another hour to go. They still have 75-mile-per-hour winds being possible, 2.5-inch diameter hail being possible, and a tornado or two. Not too many times that you see that where they put a tornado or two. Hey Elijah, how's it going? I will see you tomorrow. You're the last delivery. You got a lot of stuff, by the way, off topic. But Lynn, right now, the storm is moving towards the north. So it's moving towards the north. So they didn't cancel the warning like they said they were. They condensed it. So we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in place. So like I said, we aren't going anywhere. We aren't going anywhere, everybody. And we're about to get an update from National Weather Service here. So we'll bring that to you just a second. But yes. Hey Elijah, so far the Lynn area is looking okay. You guys are like right in the middle. Between, you have the storms towards the south here, and you have storms just towards the north. So you guys are right in the middle, just like Jefferson City. But we have to watch this little tail back here. You might get clipped with some showers and thunderstorms, but your severe weather threat is slowly running out. Yeah, I don't want to get too carried away, but just let you know, you have 6 steps. 6 steps. 6 steps and no pallet. So there you go. So that is going to be a lovely Friday, but the weather is going to be nice, so that is going to be just fine. And also, we have gotten lots of questions about Saturday. We will have multiple posts blowing up your feed to make sure we tell you that in about Saturday, because there is another severe weather threat for Saturday, but it's very conditional. So an uptick in the wind department here just south of Big Spring, north of Herman, right along Route 19. We're seeing some uptick in the wind, which is slowly entering the Warren County area in just a little bit here. So wind is still a factor here. Not seeing any rotation, with it's a good sign. Yeah, we also just got a report that it's completely clear in Troy. Sunshine is being reported in Troy. So yeah, right now you guys are completely clear. It's passing to your north right now. So right now in the Lynn area, it's passing towards the north, so makes sense there. But this storm that's right between Big Spring and Herman, not seeing any rotation with that. Not anything crazy in the rotation department. So that is fantastic news. But it's still a very heavy storm here. Rainfall rates are showing up to 2 inches per hour. So very, very heavy storm. So you're gonna call out? I know, wouldn't that be nice? I wish I could. I wish I could, because, I don't want to deal with that too, so. Alright, so this storm still has my attention. Even if it doesn't continue a severe warning tack, I feel like it is worth it to stay on here. I still think so. Even though the hail core has weakened, but I still think it's something to watch here. I think these storms are still something to watch as they continue to push east. So, like I said, we are not going to go anywhere, even if this warning drops. I just don't feel confident. Just don't feel confident just yet. Don't feel confident that the severity of this storm is going to be over. Because it's like it was strong, but you can see now we're having some purples here. Let's take you a little bit closer. Let's zoom you in here. And you can see we are seeing some purples starting to pick up. That usually, yeah, I don't think it's actually happening, but almost 6 inch per hour rainfall rates just south of the Big Spring area. So you can see it wasn't showing that on the last scan, and now it's starting to pick back up. So like I said, still something to watch here, in my opinion. So still something to watch as it moves through our area. And we have to see how this part of the line, see if it interacts with the storm that's just north of Herman between New Florence and Herman. So the places that I would be watching, just nothing too crazy. But the Jonesburg, I don't know. Have I been saying Jonesboro? But Jonesburg and Warrenton are probably the next places I'll watch. It looks like it's just moving just south of I-70, but it looks like it's going to track along I-70 once it starts to reach the Warrenton area, where it starts to dip down just a little bit. So the National Weather Service just updated their message, and they also say that now that the strongest part of the storm is right over the Big Spring area. So I'm glad that we have now agreed. So still not thinking about issuing a warning, but they said they are monitoring. So that is something that we're watching here. So still a very intense storm that's going to be coming through towards Warrenton, right over to Daniel Boone Conservation Area, and a little Lost Creek Conservation Area. So if you're having any conversations with Daniel Boone, you might want to start wrapping them up and start finding shelter as this strong storm, this once was strong storm, is going to be headed towards your way. And yes, I did say conversation in those conservation. So if anybody's having a chat with Daniel Boone, it's time to wrap it up a little bit. So other than that, nothing really too crazy. The Carrollton storm, does look like there might be something to watch here, but not anything concerning that has my attention here. So, nothing too crazy, nothing really to have a warning or anything. So, just some summer-like storms between the Jerseyville, Carrollton, headed off to the Chesterfield, Medora, Rockbridge, and places like those in the next little bit. But the main area that we need to watch is this in this area. So just north of Lynn to Jonesburg is the places that I'm watching. So not anything intense right now, but if I was watching area, it would be this section. Okay. So this section I would be watching for anything that tries to develop. Let's hope that nothing develops. That is certainly what we don't, what we want. We don't want anything to develop. So let's hope that is the case. Let me fix something real quick here. Not quite close to the cameras yet, so we don't have any cameras in this area. But like I said earlier, I want to try to get some cameras in these places where it's densely populated. Amber says, how's the STL area looking? Anything too severe? Currently, nothing too crazy. We did have a shower pop off right near the St. Peter's area, but this line still has a little bit to get to our area. So, still have a little bit, but you can see he's marching his way in, everyone. You can see he's right next to Warrenton. So, the Warrenton, and you can see Troy's getting a little bit of action here. But the main part of the line that is at least that shows potential is between Herman, Gasconade, just north of the Lynn, and Jonesburg, eventually near Warrenton. But right now, the National Weather Service is just monitoring the situation. But overall, in my opinion, nothing too crazy, everyone. I like how this is turning out. Let's see, just checking a couple velocity checks on here. Very gusty winds. There's definitely gusty winds out there, just nothing severe criteria. So, like I said, so far everything is looking fantastic. But we just have to watch this to make sure this line doesn't try to get its act together, because in recent history, everybody, you guys, especially the original followers, every time I say that it's not going to do something, it has done something. So that's why I don't want to let the guard down just yet, even though that we're going to be losing our warning here in just a little bit. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch. And we will get a Storm Prediction Center Outlook update at around 8 o'clock, as long as they're not busy issuing thunderstorm watches. So that will also show what they think the threat of severe weather. From this afternoon, there's still a 3 out of 5. Nothing too much that has changed on that, but they did expand the higher end of the tornado risk. They did shift the tornado risk a little bit south, the 5% south towards Union, all the way towards just about the Chesterfield, Maryland Heights, around the Lambert Airport. So that was the adjustment that they made afternoon. So that is what we're watching. So, but we'll get an update here in just a little bit to see what the current outlook will be for the rest of the evening. Amber says, let's go back to this. So we have the cameras. Amber says, will it weaken any by the time it gets here? We do expect, you can see we currently do not have any warnings. Still fixing the top here, so I'm going to have to readjust the time. So not seeing any, they're supposed to be weakening. And the trend is to not stay severe, but really not supposed to fully weaken once they get outside of the watch. And with us being on the edge of the watch, that is a very good sign. So they did cancel the severe thunderstorm warning, but they have said not to get excited. So just because we're warning free does not mean we are good for the night and we're going to hop off the live stream. So that is what we're not going to do. But Currently, we are warning free, and the only issues that we have at this current moment is a severe thunderstorm watch till 9 p.m. We're not done with the severe weather. Severe weather is not over. We could still get warnings, so we need to make sure we're still paying attention to the weather. So we still have to pay attention to the weather because this line of storms, if there was to get any severe warning, it would be this area. So this area near the Lynn, Herman, Warrenton area will probably be the place where if we do get a warning, it will be around this area. Let's see, let's turn off the outlook here for now. And I will let you guys know. I'll stay updated to let you know when that new outlook goes in because we want to all take a look to see what the Storm Prediction Center is thinking. But the good news is with the storm, it's starting to thin out a little bit. And there's a lot of like convection in front of it. So that is something worth noting. So there is a line of storms that we still have to monitor. But so far it's looking good and not really seeing any rotation with this. Not any normalized rotation with the latest scan, the latest update here. Still showing gusty winds. Gusty winds are still possible with this. Okay, so the Storm Prediction Center has just issued the newest outlook. So the Storm Prediction Center just released a new outlook at 8:02. So just now. So we're gonna have to wait a couple minutes for the process on their website, and then we'll bring that to you. See what they're thinking. But so far, from what it looks like they're keeping the enhanced risk of severe weather. So they are still keeping in enhanced severe weather, and that was for all of the Herman, Warrenton, Innsbruck, Wentzville, O'Fallon. So we'll see if they continue that. And you can see back behind here, not a lot going on if we take out the outlook. All these warnings, not too busy on the southern side of this. It's mainly the northern half. Let's see if I can bring this back here. So let's take a look. I wanted to switch the border here, if I can see. Okay. Oh, I didn't upload the border, so that's okay. You guys will understand. But at least, hey everyone, at least we are not part of the damaging wind threat that's going into Indiana and all this mess. So luckily, we are very good. And also the good news is they have trimmed the watch out. So Jeff City is no longer in the watch. Lynn is still in there until the line passes. Also Montgomery City, Silex, Louisville, Eolia, Bowling Green is also clear from the watch. Also appreciate Matthew William for the follow if you're still here. Really do appreciate it. So let's see. I'm trying to take a look to see if we have the new SPC outlook here. But like I said, the main area that we're watching is this area that's right around the Herman area. If there was anything going on right now. Okay, so new Storm Prediction Center outlook here. Let's bring it to your phone screen or TV. We are also live on YouTube as well, so you can watch us on the TV as well. So let's bring it to you. Oh, let me take this off real quick. Don't have that anymore. So they did decide to keep the enhanced risk, surprisingly. And they still have us in a 2 out of 5. So everywhere like the Wentzville, we can blow it up just a little bit. So, oh, well, I guess not quite. Let's see if we can do this. Open image and new tab. Oh, okay. Let's zoom it out a little bit. So you can see right around here, we still have the slight risk in place and we still have the enhanced risk still in place. So, like I said, the severe weather threat, the Storm Prediction Center is not ending the severe weather threat right now. But like I said, I am just watching this Herman area. Like I said, if there was any warnings or anything that are left that could get issued or any potential, it'll be right around the Herman area. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but I just want to let you guys know so you're not caught off guard if it happens. But just watching the Herman, the Morrison, up towards Warrenton, around that area is where I'm watching, right in this area on your screen. So that is where I am watching. Roxana says it's just rain and a little lightning. Where are you at, Roxana? Where's your current location? Are you near the St. Charles area? The storm? That is actually a nice little storm there. Wonder if we can get a camera on that. So, yeah. Yeah, still got some time. Yeah, if you're in the immediate, like, St. Louis metro area, the storms are still a little bit off to your west. So you still got just a little bit, but still enough where you need to pay attention. Oh, you're in Herman. Okay. Just rain and a little lightning here. Okay, that is great. That's what we like to hear. The storms are behaving itself. It's probably a little bit loud over there, Roxana. But so far it's looking good. Tyler says, how long until it hits Wentzville? Right at the 70-40 interchange. Well, it's getting fairly close to you. I think probably another, we might have some early rain. So I think probably within the next half hour, it could get going. But like I said, right now, the severity of this is very, very low. I just want to be here on live, just to sit here with you guys, let you guys know that everything is okay so far. So just want to let you guys know, and we're just paying attention just in case if there's anything. Oh, there's rainbow out. If you can safely, if you can safely take a picture of the rainbow, I would love to show it here on the stream for everybody. So the storms look like they're picking up just a little bit of steam as we go through. So there we go. So here's an update. Hey everyone, update coming in from the National Weather Service. So instability is still there. So we still have plenty of instability for these storms to go severe. So severe weather threat is not over, and they're considering an extension to the watch for another few hours. So they're considering maybe extension of the watch here, but the decision won't be made until about 8:30 if they're gonna, because the watch ends and at 9 o'clock. So, but there is, just want to let you guys know that there is some talks from the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center that they might throw an extension to the watch for a few hours. So they might have the watch out in front for the St. Charles, St. Louis, Jefferson County, Union, and the Franklin, and our Illinois folks. They might extend it. So that would not be a good sign, because that means they're still seeing potential. Still seeing severe weather potential. Seeing a little bit of uptick in activity, especially just north of the Gore area, just south of the Daniel Boone Conservation Area. So a little bit of heavy activity there, but still nothing to meet warning criteria. So Tyler, once again, probably the next half hour. Over the next half hour. Still very surprised. Like I said, I don't want to have our guard down, but I think it's very interesting that they kept the slight risk for our area. Let's see if that's updated. Yeah, so you can see if I take off the radar, they still have the 3 out of 5 for the Herman, Warrenton, O'Fallon, Troy, Grafton, and everyone else is still in a 2 out of 5 of the severe weather scale. So, don't think don't think that is the right decision in my opinion. But maybe they're seeing something I'm not seeing, but I'm really not overly convinced that we're going to have an enhanced severe weather threat at this current moment. Cynthia says, I'm going to stick with you for a bit, hope for the best tonight. Yeah, we're going to stay here a little bit longer here, not want to hop out just yet. But the severe thunderstorm watch goes until 9 p.m. Severe thunderstorm watch still goes until about 9 p.m. And you can see as the storm are moving closer with the cold front, they're shaving off the watch. So that is something to know. So once this line of storms gets through your area, if the watch has not already been expired, it will be expired. Something that I'm also watching that is new here is the storms near the Waynesville, headed towards the Waynesville and Raleigh area. There wasn't a lot of activity going on here, and it looks like it might start get going here in a little bit. So something that we'll have to monitor here. The environment is still good. We're still showing over 2,500, 3,000 joules per kilogram, and you only need 1,500 for severe weather. So, and we also got a new severe thunderstorm warning behind the cold front. So that is something interesting to watch. You can see from a different radar site, look, aloft the storm looks pretty good, but it's just not transitioning down to the surface, which is also great. The storm near the St. Charles area is still holding, but it is not showing reds, not really showing heavy rainfall here. That is headed towards the Newtown area. But like I said, if there's any places to watch, it's just between the Warrenton, going over to Herman, and now we're watching near the Osage Beach, headed towards the Waynesville area. So that is what we're watching here. Looks like we have. Oh, looks like we have a couple new follows. It looks like we have 4 new follows. So welcome everybody. Appreciate the follows so far. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, we try to be live as much as we can. Let you guys know that it's going to be okay. That is why we're here. Just so you can keep checking back in, make sure you're doing okay. And I'm also here talking to you, so that's nice. Let's check to see if there's any indications. So, not really seeing any hail, but it is starting. It looks like it might be ramping up slowly, very slowly. I would say they are strong, loud, but just not severe. So, and then Roxanne, if you, I think the storms might be over you, but if you're able to send a picture in, that would be lovely. That would be very nice. Let's see. Do we have new radar scan? Yeah, new radar scannings. Like I said, there is a couple spots of activities where it tries to ramp up, but just doesn't look like it's able to sustain when it ramps up. So I just love how the severe thunderstorm watch goes bye bye and then it comes back. So not quite sure what that is with the program. But like I said, this area down here near the Waynesville and Raleigh St. James area. So looking interesting. We can't sleep on this area, everybody. We have to monitor this area. But I think the storm that's back here near the Appleton City, I think it just got jealous. I think that's all it is. But like I said, I'm still watching the Herman and Warrenton, but it's going to be loud for everybody. But so far, we are making it through just okay. Making it through just fine. And you can see around the area, we're looking so far so good. You can see the camera network here around town, not looking too shabby. Actually, a couple good sunsets here. You can see at the 70 at the Grand. Might be hard to see on your phone screen, but a nice little sunset action that's going on out there. That storm just south of Warrenton near the Little Lost Creek Conservation Area starting to pick up a little steam again. It's almost like they're pulsing up, like, let's get going. And then it can't. It can't get going. They don't have good miles per gallon. But you can see the bright greens here on the reflectivity. So there is gusty winds with this. So I don't want you to not know. You can see up to 40, maybe 50-mile-per-hour wind gust in there. So not quite in the severity, but they're still strong, gusty, heavy rain producers, and some small quarter-size hail can't be ruled out. And my thing is, I think one of these we could still get a warning. So that's why I really don't want to end the live stream here, even though there's technically no severe weather going on, but I don't want to drop the live stream just yet. Not as it's moving into more popular areas here. But like I said, we have to watch this. We have to watch these storms down here near Osage. A little bit strong down there. Mainly near the Waynesville, Rolla area. So mainly near the Waynesville, Rolla area. And the severe thunderstorm watch did not go away. Just the program's having a mental breakdown. The program and the watch areas having a mental breakdown. But yeah, still seeing some strong winds. Just north, right along Route U. Yeah, right along Route U. So a little bit strong here. And then Macedonia, I think it is. So just south of there. And just north of Aspenhof. Not too sure about these towns down there. But seeing a little bit of uptick in the winds. Did we get our newest velocities? New velocities have not came in yet, so we have to watch for that. But we did get the latest radar update. Also, if you remember, we are waiting at least till about, unless we got an extension. Yeah, so, okay, everyone. So, no, I guess the watch did not update. So, it says it's for another 3 hours. So, trying to get some information. It only says 9 p.m. Yeah, so not quite sure on that. It might be till 11 p.m., everyone. The watch may try to go until 11 p.m. Because on here it says it expires in 3 hours. So that is that. Okay, new velocities update. Still seeing some gusty winds just south of the Warrenton area. Just south of the Warrenton, still seeing some gusty winds. Not severe, but it's going to be loud. And let's see if we can go to the traffic cams here. If I can find them. Okay, let's take a look here. Radar is bugging out. A lot of people are on here. Because everybody is monitoring these storms over here. Like I said, we could have had the worst case scenario. I think there's like a tornado currently on the ground in Indiana. So it's very busy. Got tornado warnings for Chicago. Everywhere over there. It's not looking good over there. So we could have had it worse, but luckily we're we're on the southern end. This just looks goofy. This storm just looks goofy. This almost looks like there's a tornado in this. According to the radar image, this is what it looks like. Classic radar image. Not quite sure that's happening. But like I said, I know you guys got a laugh out of that one, but very goofy. The storm is very goofy looking. It's like, why does it look like a tornado and it's not even tornado characteristics? No potential with that. So Elijah says, just starting to rain and wind. Yeah, it looks like you guys have a couple showers and thunderstorms down there. Luckily, nothing severe. Nothing too crazy there. Sorry, looks like there was a bug that was in here. It likes the lights. But yeah, this storm, everyone, if you're watching it, let me know in the chat what you think about this. Doesn't this look like almost like a tornado right here? That's why I say it looks very goofy. I want to keep saying that, very goofy. These storms almost look like they're being undercut. These storms almost look like they are just falling apart. So that is what we're seeing. That's the trend that we're seeing here. So that is good news right now. So, okay, so this says that it's still going to expire at 9 p.m. So that is that. But this storm near the Waynesville area, highly doubt this is what it looks like. Let's see the Springfield radar on this. No, that actually looks like that. A little bit lower to the surface, about 3,000 feet, compared to the St. Louis radar looking at 10,000 feet. So, storm up near Jerseyville, not looking too crazy. Like I said, not a whole lot going on. And it really does not look like these storms are trying to get going. They don't want to get going, which is good. And we haven't really had any reports at all with this as well, so that is good news. Yeah, not quite sure on that. Just going to check something real quick. Okay, it does look like. Said we weren't live for a second, so just wanted to check on that. And let's see. We will be extending the current watch by an hour. Okay, it says this will give us a little more time to monitor trends. At that point, we can more confidently make a call on whether to expire it or whether a downstream watch is needed. But that seems unlikely, so. Yeah, National Weather Service is not impressed by what's happening. But look at this, everybody. Look at this camera. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. See if it shows. Look at the Warrenton area. This is not a camera filter. Hey, this is not a camera filter. But you can see the Warrenton is just the sun is behind it. You can see it's raining. The sun is behind the storms right now. But this look how cool it is. It is not a filter. It is not a filter, but it is very cool to look at here. So that is the Warrenton area. All it is basically the sun with the rain. Hey Sharon, I appreciate the follow. Welcome. How are you? Glad to see you. Thanks for joining. I wish Facebook, like on the falls, it gives me like a map where you guys all are. If you guys are currently tuned in and watching, let me know where you guys are from. Where are you guys watching from this evening? Where are you guys watching this Thursday Okay, we got it, everybody. We got the bug. Okay, we're good. Tell me where you guys are watching this evening. Just want to see how far my coverage goes. See where everybody's watching. Because I know we have a lot of people around the Clayton, St. Charles area, Metro St. Louis. A lot of people there. But I know we have a couple friends out away from the St. Louis area. So we got Wentzville. Looks like we have 2 Wentzvilles. Looks like we got Sam and Tyler out there. Yeah, it looks like you had the heavy rainstorm, but nothing severe. Nothing severe there. Yeah, it says 3 hours, but I don't think the watch is going to get extended. Basically, how trends are going, don't think it's going to get extended. Like it tries to get going. Like it's about to get very loud, really loud in the Wentzville area. So I know we have a couple people there that I know. So that is what we have to watch there. I know. I just, oh, look at the bottom left-hand side. Look at that view. Look at the bottom camera right below me. Look, real quick, because it's going to change. Look how cool that is. Let's see if we can get that full screen. What is that? Slot number 6? Okay, hold on. Hold on, everybody. I forget where that's at. But let's see if we can do that. Let's see. I have to. Okay. Okay, doesn't look that good, but look at this here. This is 270. Sharon says that's scared watching from Lindsborg, Illinois. Lindsborg, Illinois. But look at that. You have the sunset. You can see the storm. It's just like to the right of the sun there. Like, look how cool that is. That is like that picture right there and like full screen is what I need behind me. I just need a wall. There's a full wall of just the sunset and whatever that. But look how cool that is. Like that. See, this part of weather I like. Like when Mother Nature is actually looking great and looking attractive out there, but like this is very nice. Yeah, Sam, I agree. I could use a nice thunderstorm with some gusty winds. Not to take the power out, but I want it gusty, nothing like too severe, but I want it loud, gusty, scary, but that's just me. And Sharon, once again, I do appreciate the follow. You are in Lindsborg. Not quite sure where that is, so we're going to look it up. I highly doubt it is in Switzerland. Oh, you guys are way down here. Okay. So you guys are at the very far corner. So the very far corner, it's most likely going to be weakening. So at this current moment, Sharon, I don't think nothing overly to panic about right now. Because right now, so far, the whole time that we have been live, which I'm not sure how long we have been live. I think about an hour and a half or so. I'm not sure. Facebook doesn't tell you how long. But so far, we have not had any warnings. So we just been monitoring here, just hanging out with you guys. And let me know if you guys in the chat like me just being on live, even if we don't have any severe warnings, or would you just rather me only pop in when there's a severe weather warning? So I think this is a little bit more. I think this is nice because it's calm. You can understand what's going on. A lot more time to prepare, but this is a very nice shot. So that is very nice, and we're actually going to change that. Since Aaron says, I'm praying for that. I have severe storm anxiety. Yeah, so funny enough, Sharon, you're new. I don't like storms either. So like there's a couple. You have to go on YouTube to watch the past couple streams, but once it gets to like tornado warnings and stuff, I even tried. I feel like the panic too, but I try to keep you guys calm and myself calm at the same time. I don't like tornadoes. I'm still scared of tornadoes, even though it's about the weather. I don't like tornadoes, but a nice summer-like thunderstorm where it's gusty winds and the power can stay on, that I'm all for that. But once it gets to tornado warnings and stuff, I even panic. Even when we get a tornado watch, it doesn't sit right. So Sam says that you like it. That is great. So okay, did we get a okay, so they officially extend the severe thunderstorm watch till 10 p.m. So not 9 p.m., 10 p.m. And we got a new mesoscale discussion. It says severe potential watch needed soon. So not sure if they're gonna be extending. It might be up here, but we'll of course let you guys know when that happens. But look at this, everyone. It's just classic thunderstorms. Nothing severe. Yeah, it's about to go crazy, Ashley. Yeah, it's going crazy. Let me know if you see any hail. Make sure safely, but let me know what you're seeing out there. Sam says, "Oh, you're telling Brittany is coming your way. It's not horrible, just rain right now." Yeah, yeah. So far, we are doing good in the severities. Let me check this storm. Okay, just looking nice high up. So yeah, the storms are starting to approach the Wentzville area. Let's take a look at the Wentzville so you guys don't have to look out the window. Because we don't want you to look out the window when it's storming, even though it's not severe. So let's take a look. Let's bring up the Wentzville. And for the folks that live in Wentzville, is the Texas Roadhouse any good out there? So here's a live look at the Wentzville camera. Not really seeing anything crazy. Not anything concerning. Also, really not sure why they extended the watch here till 10 p.m. I think 9 p.m. would have been just fine. But you can see this is here 70 east of Wentzville Parkway, looking towards Wentzville Parkway. It's right near the McDonald's there on Pierce Boulevard or Parkway, whatever it is over there by Polk Chevrolet. That's where this camera is. So you can see it's heavy, but manageable. I'm going to check on the... Okay, so the severe thunderstorm watch, like I mentioned, is just for this open area that they're talking about issuing a new one. For like the Mount Vernon, so this area right here. So like Effingham, Vandalia, Salem, Mount Vernon. Not sure why, because none of these storms have been doing anything. Yeah, the heaviest activity that we have is right near the Wentzville area. If you guys have any pictures or videos, if you have any pictures or videos, make sure you can always send them into the Facebook page. I love to see what's going on out there. Like I said, I really want to get my own TKW camera system up so we have some live visuals through there. That Mr. J, let's call you Mr. J. Keep up the good work, bro. Not many digital weathermen on here for the St. Louis area. There is a couple digital weathermen, but not all of them go live like we do. So that is what we do here. Love going live. I love talking to you guys. I just like talking in general. Even if it's non-weather related, always like to talk. So Ashley says just heavy rain right now. Sharon says, my son says I make the smallest storms into something catastrophic because I panic and start taking shelter when the first sound of thunder and wind. Yeah. Also, another good thing too is if you ever have any time, if you ever get bored, it's always good to learn how to read radar, and it's always good to know where you are at on the radar and when there's a warning issue. So those two main things will really help out. How to read radar, what to look for, stuff like that. We have some posts. They're way back, way back, and tells you like what velocities are, stuff like that. So it is something worth checking out. So after the live stream, this scroll through the photos. I know there's a lot, but there's some daily lessons on there, and it can teach you about velocities when we talk about CAPE. What does CAPE mean? Plus like that. Joanne, thank you so much for the follow. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. All right, Sam has sent me a message. Okay, let's see. Okay, sorry, just had a, let's see, hard to see. Greenish brown out there. Interesting color, greenish brown. But I know what you mean. So here's a view from Sam. This is in the Wentzville area. Very nice houses in those neighborhoods. Very nice vehicles too. Oh wait, okay, we're looking at the storm. Yeah, nice view of the storm. You can see it's very elevated, not anything low. So that does show that there's not really much severeness with this. The very nice houses. Look, LED lighting on the outside across the street. Yeah, that storm does have a little bit of curvature with it, but nothing tornadic. You can see it does have a little bit of a turning shape with it, but I don't think there's any factor there. But there is some gusty winds just south of I-70. And it's getting really close to the radar site. Some gusty winds are also possible just outside of the Franklin County area near the Coal City. That will be tracking over towards the New Haven area. Not seeing any severe warning criteria being met here, but some 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. Yeah, you can see we're seeing some 50 mile per hour winds with that part of the storm there. So that is something to watch. This storm is intensifying, but not seeing any strong damaging winds. We'll check the hail tracker with this. Let's put on the hail tracker. Not seeing anything crazy right now. Appreciate that picture, Sam. Thank you. Just checking a couple other things here. And also, everybody, we're also on the YouTube. So if you ever want to put us up on the TV, we are on YouTube here. Now, not sure if it'll post in the chat. Facebook doesn't really like links. But did post in the chat that we are also on YouTube because I know Facebook doesn't really like you having the app open in the background. So if you want to have it on the background and do other things on your phone, you can certainly pull us up on YouTube. Yeah, very loud and a little bit windy coming into the New Haven area. So two areas that are a little bit heavy but not severe, neither Herman, New Haven, just south of Herman, near the New Haven, and over near the Wentzville area. So we should get the latest radar scan here, and it's coming in, it looks like. It's very nice that the National Weather Service has the radar updating constantly. We really do appreciate that. What's your thoughts about Saturday? You know, honestly, everyone, I have really not looked at Saturday. I was really focused on Thursday today's outlook. Haven't really looked at it, but it does look like there's a marginal chance of severe weather. But there's a lot of factors, like the timing of the cold front and how much instability that can rise in there. So we are watching Saturday, but this was our main concern. Thursday was our main concern. So today was our main concern. And look at this. If I bring it back to the radar, Look how thin and unorganized this looks. Yeah, so there's no wind, but just very heavy rain. Yeah, it usually means the storm is more than likely not going to be severe, so. Alright, looks like, Ashley sent a we got a couple Ashleys, believe it or not. But, hey, let's see, Wentzville, okay. Oh, we have a photo gallery coming from Ashley. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up here. So, let's see, here's all the things that we have seen, so let's take a look. Couple of videos in here, everyone. Not quite sure if you'll hear the audio. But I believe she's in the Wentzville area. You can see the cloud tops here. See the cloud tops that are bulging out? So it still shows supports of thunderstorms. You can see the bubbling of the clouds here. So that is a good picture. Nice wide angle view. Very nice houses in those neighborhoods. Your next door neighbor has very nice landscaping, by the way, in the backyard. But yeah, nice view from the storms afar. But one thing to notice, you don't really see. Let me draw the. Let's see if we can get the epic pin. One thing that I see here is very flat. Very flat, like there's dry air in here. Because normally you want to see it like bubbling up towards the top. But right now it's just very flat. So it doesn't show too strong of a thunderstorm. But yeah, your neighbor right here, very nice. Very nice. Like a couple trees, the rock line, very nice. If you can let them know that TKW approves, I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate that. Yeah, so you can see the wind gusts here in the video. But you can see, look how this flat everything looks. Not really seeing any cloud tops. Not really seeing a lot of severe weather with this. Which is good. That's what we want. We don't want severe weather, but you can definitely see it's a little bit breezy out there. Yes, all those houses in the neighborhood look good. Here's another video. You can see behind the storm, look, very clear. Than in front, still shows some thunderstorms, but doesn't show like there's a lot of thermodynamics with these storms. I think I got all of them, I think. Well, were the first two just recently to Ashley? Yeah, so low end, this loud thunderstorm, this loud. But for some reason, Storm Prediction Center still thinks we could still get a warning. So, you have a very nice deck. Cheryl says, what is heading towards Alton? Let me check for you. Currently, at this time, there's nothing imminent near the Alton area, but this line of storms, this somewhat weak line of storms, which are currently not severe. We have to watch out in front of it. These new storms that are developing out in front of it, we have to watch to see what they do here. Oh, okay. Okay, 23 minutes ago, so. Yeah, so we have some showers and thunderstorms. Nothing currently severe right now. Currently, nothing severe that is heading towards the Alton area. Like I said, everyone, I'm really not sure why they issued the severe thunderstorm warnings for another hour till 10 p.m. Really not sure. You're welcome, Cheryl. So thanks, my husband spent 6 months and built it. Yeah, it looks very nice. So those 6 months that you had to wait for your deck, it looks worth it. So I almost need like a live camera over there on your deck. That's a pretty good view. Not quite sure which way if it faces the west, but That'll be a great way to show off your nice deck. Some gusty winds just west of the New Haven area. We have not forgotten about you. Right near the 50 mile per hour. So these storms, they want to go severe, but they aren't going to. So I appreciate you being here and talking us through it all. Oh, you're very welcome. Because my original plan was like this to do like radar updates and just post like screenshots, but I think it's just better. You can just pop in, check in, make sure it's doing good. You don't have to wait every hour, half hour to figure out what's going on and what I'm thinking. But right now, it's just classic summertime storms. Cold front is really not as strong, so that is good. Oh, your deck faces north? Oh, okay. Not sure why Facebook is not popping up the comments. Do you know the timing of Maryland Heights? We could certainly check. So there is some development that is starting just off to the west, Defiance. So that is something that we're going to be watching. Not quite sure if that's going to play a factor. I would say the next 30 minutes or so. These storms have very much slowed down, probably because they're losing intensity. They are not moving. Let's just say 35. And let's put a lock on that so we can zoom in. Yeah, so probably within the next half hour. It says like 9:13. I hope this radar software one day lets me move the time so you guys can see it instead of me just reading it so you guys can check all the areas. But looks like in the next half hour, if these storms continue to push east. Let's see if we can take a look at the TKW Studios. Not quite sure what's happening outside my window. Outside the deck. Are we seeing some lightning off in the distance? It's in night vision. And yes, we still have not taken down our Christmas light things. But you see it's a little bit gusty out there. It's been gusty all day, so. That's what it looks like outside TKW Studios. You can see Creve Court. There's the little lake right there. Very nice. Very nice until you get the geese honking. So. It's very nice until you get the geese honking and you have all the mosquitoes because you're right by a lake. So. It's nice, but not too nice. Watching these storms that are just blowing up just west of Defiance. Yeah, they just started to blow up here in the last couple scans. So that is something to take a look at. So right near Sklues, is that Scholersburg? And what's it say near Defiance? Scholersburg, the Boone Valley Golf Club, if you know where that is. Route F, not really a lot of houses here. Near Lindenwood Park, over in that area, just blew up the last little bit. And might have to start watching there, but most of us are just experiencing showers and thunderstorms. But in the last couple minutes here that I have been talking, this storm had blown up here. So we're going to put on the spotlight here. Not seeing any velocities, but just something to watch. Tasha says, anything crazy heading towards Caseyville, Illinois? I just got off work. Well, I'm glad you're off work. And all I want to do is sleep. So, I would say that you're good. There is a low chance for a tornado. We can't rule it out. But as long as you have ways to receive alerts, You'll be okay. So there is still a severe weather threat over there, but as long as you have ways to receive alerts and woken up if anything goes crazy. Because I think they still kept us in the tornado risk. Yeah, they actually extended the tornado risk where everybody is in here. So everybody is at least in a low tornado risk. So just wanted to throw that out there. So when I say you're safe, no, just because we do have a severe weather risk in place. But if you have ways to be woken up, especially over there, it might be about another hour or so. So close to 10 o'clock if it makes it over there. Tony Neal says, I'm close to the airport and Pasadena Hills. Is there any bad weather coming this way? Currently at this time, there is no warnings. But I am very interested in the storms that are just west of Defiance and Weldon Springs, Mechanicsville, crossing over 64 here. A little bit interested in those. And the only reason why is so far is the strongest storms that we have had in a little bit. Thoughts and thoughts. Says, what about for the St. Charles, St. Peter's area? St. Charles, St. Peter's area, you're still on deck to get some storms. And like I said, I am watching these storms on the backside, just off to your west here. Just off to your west. So that is something I would be monitoring. So like I said, we're still in a severe thunderstorm watch. If you're just tuning in, it did get extended till 10 p.m. But currently there are no warnings. No warnings for the area. Hey everyone, I thought about making a shirt that says, what about? It's called a what about shirt. I think it'll be nice. But don't worry, before I start to do all the live streams, I used to be like, what about? What about? So I know how it feels. Yeah, still watching the storms here. Just here to make sure you guys are safe. Make sure everything's okay. But you can see the lightning that is in the night mode filter. It's not what it actually looks like outside. But you can see, not sure if the lightning is out there. I'm not sure if that's the feed. Oh yeah, you can see the lightning very faint, but the night mode picks it up. The night mode picks it up fairly good. Just got a notification there's lightning 14 miles north of Maryland Heights. Yeah, so that's probably the up near St. Charles, but some of the lightning is going to be coming from the storm that just formed. National Weather Service is not worried about it at the current moment, but this storm that's going right over the New Haven area. Still showing some gusty winds back there. You're very welcome, Teresa. No problem. No problem at all. No problem. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of lightning notifications. But this is very good. This is exactly what we wanted. I thought it was going to be a little bit more crazy. But so far it hasn't. Is this part of the storm back here? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Below severe limit storms is what we're seeing. Let me get you back to radar. But yeah, this is a little bit different that we're doing. You know, we don't have any severe storms, but we have a watch. But we're just monitoring the storms here. Making sure it's okay. But still watching this area just west of Weldon Springs. Just of Weldon Springs is what we're watching here. Don't think it's going to do anything. But we still have a watch in place. And a good telltale sign that a lot was not going to happen is when you get severe thunderstorm watch. Because those hardly usually get issued anymore, I feel like. It's more like you get a watch, a tornado watch, or you just get nothing. So that is what we're seeing. But it does look very busy. It's going right over the radar site. But this is basically the cold front that's moving in, and we'll pay attention to the radar, but I'll let you know the high temperature tomorrow. High temperature tomorrow is in the mid 80s, is what I'm thinking, is what I have in the forecast. And then we have another chance on Saturday for some rain and another severe weather threat. Real quickly, just wanted to show you. Let me take this off. Storm track here. Let's throw it in the trash can. Real quick, everyone. We do have. Oh, they upgrade us. Okay, well, this has changed, everyone. They have upgraded us to a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale for Saturday. So that is the next day after today. So don't you worry. We will have a most likely a video update, and we'll have a post tomorrow morning at some time about that severe weather event. Mom says that she's going to bed. Call her if we need to head to the basement. Yeah, not quite sure if the basement is going to be needed, but it is going to be loud. So it might wake you back up, but I think the tornado risk is very low. And it's starting to get low. So, but it's going right over the radar site, which is usually not a good time. Because we can't really see. Can't really see what's happening here. But lots of lightning. Take you back to the Creep Core camera outside our studio here, which is like the door is like boom right there. Yeah, storms are moving in, Teresa. It's getting loud, but luckily nothing severe. Nothing severe yet. I guess those storms out near Raleigh decided not to really do much. But it's going right on the radar site, so I'm pretty sure the National Weather Service is going to take a look, see what's going on there. But the line is slowly moving across the area now, so not seeing anything severe, but if you don't like driving heavy rain, I would start making your way back home. Start making your way back home. And you can see the clouds starting to move in too. At the top right part of the camera, see the clouds pushing in. So the line of storms. And you can see the geese down there. Look at the geese. The very loud geese. Very, very loud geese. Let me update the bottom screen here. Let's see. Oh, looks like we got a couple of follows. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate all the follows, actually. Oh, we got some nighttime videos from the sky here from, I believe, Ashley. Yeah. Like I said, we have multiple Ashleys here in our following base. Let's see if I can turn this off. Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look. This is coming from the Wentzville area. See, a lot of people have LED lighting now, which is very nice. Nice and bright. Let's go. Let's see. I think these are the earlier. Yeah. So you can see lots of lightning, but the storms are just not fully bubbling up, which is why we're not really having that severe threat. But very nice videos coming through. This is a cool shot when you can see little mid-managed clouds there trying to happen. Appreciate all the videos, Ashley. Thank you so much. Because when it storms, I'm always like, I always want to look out the window, which we should not do. But that's what I'm always craving to do. I'm like, let me go outside and see it. So, but those are very good videos. Love the lightning. Still showing some gusty winds in spots just north of Washington. But like I said, all these storms are below severe weather limits. So that is very good news. I'm just going to check the latest guidance from the models here. Just to see how they got this thing to go till 10 p.m. Because you know there's not a lot is happening when the National Weather Service is not talking that much. So let's check the latest. Yeah, it probably going to show thunderstorms until about 11. I don't think we'll stay on that long. Wait, where was it? Yeah, thunder now. Huh? Oh, probably like 11. Yeah, probably should go now. Got enough time now. Yeah, it's gonna be more heavy rain in a little bit, but still got enough time. Let's see in the chat. Mom hears thunder. I do too. Teresa says it just got loud here. Oh, yeah, we heard that too. It's like someone is blasting the bass. Like, can we tell them to turn it down? Like, it's 9 o'clock, okay? Joanne says, thank you. You're very welcome. Ashley says, yes, I enjoy hearing you explain what they mean. You're very welcome. Nikki says, looks like we got a lot of new viewers on YouTube. Nikki says, how's it going to be in Cottage Hills? Let me type in Cottage Hills. I drive over in Illinois a lot, but don't really pay attention to where I'm going. Besides the places that I deliver to. So hold on 1 second, Nikki, and I'll let you know. Cottage Hill, I don't think it's in Massachusetts. Oh, Cottage Hill. Okay, I did pass through there. I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Storms are moving through, but it doesn't look like they're going to be too terribly strong. But I do believe that they're going to be loud. So loud with lightning, heavy rainfall. Not really seeing any hail potential, but maybe some gusty winds. Okay, so we finally got something to talk about, everybody. Hey, everyone, it's not for a lot of you, but we did get our new severe thunderstorm warning in place. This is for the Rolla, St. James area. We have a couple of followers down here, but from the Rolla, St. James area. We do have a severe weather warning that has finally got issued. Okay, just had to respond that. I don't think you'll lose power. I think the power situation will be okay. Oh, Dan, I forgot your message. You said thank you for what you do. I appreciate that. I live in the Creve Coeur area. So do I. Do you think it's worth pulling the cars in the driveway? I'm not seeing any hail. I'm not seeing. Let me fix the hat. And not really seeing any hail. I'm in the Creve Coeur area, and I'm actually a little bit parked under a tree. But I think we'll be okay. I'm just right off Olive. You might be familiar where I'm at. But I think you'll be okay, Dan. I think without being in the garage, But if you want to keep your car nice and dry, it wouldn't hurt to pull in. But I'm not seeing any hail. If you're wondering about like hail damaging hail, not really seeing the concern. Brittany says tons of lightning in Maryland Heights. Yes, tons of lightning. That is correct. Also, everyone on YouTube, the latency is very low compared to Facebook. It's like, I think like 10 seconds on YouTube and like 20 seconds on Facebook. Nikki says, I just don't want to lose power. You know, I probably over prepared, which I didn't really over prepare. The models just had a little bit more intense than we thought. So, like, if the power flickers, I will still stay on, you know, have the backup battery and stuff like that. Not really too much you can do inside of an apartment. You can't really have, like, a generator, you know what I mean? Which would be nice. But we have, like, one for the internet, so if the internet loses power, it can stay on. It can stay on for, like, 5 hours. So, also recently got a laptop. So, when we're on the go, because we do have a trip coming up, so we're going to do updates from the laptop that I just got and stuff like that. So, and if needed, we can always do a live stream through the laptop since it's just a battery. Jackson, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Looks like, is that like 8 follows today? That is 8 follows for a you know, not too crazy live stream. That is very nice. So, like I said, one of the very few people that do go live, at least on Facebook and for the immediate St. Louis area. But this severe thunderstorm warning going towards the Rolla St. James area. It's going to be eventually tracking off as can hold together near the Cuba area. And that's what I was talking about a long time ago when it was over the Lake of the Ozarks, Osage Beach area. I said it was looking a little bit funky. So the only really place that is impactful is the Steelville, and we have a couple of our friends in Potosi. But I think for the most of us up here in the St. Charles, in the immediate metro St. Louis, it's going to be some very heavy rain thunderstorms that's currently moving through the area right now. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado watch at the bottom of the screen is expired. Sometimes it just forgets to go away. So let me take that off real quick. Let me take that part off. So let me see if I can take that off, if I can do that. Oh no, that's the camera. Where is that? Okay. There we go. Now it should update. So yeah, the only severe warning in our area is near the Rolla area. A little bit of pea-sized hail coming in from the Litchfield area in Illinois. But lots of lightning with these storms moving through. But I think most of it, even though it's weakening, I think a lot of it has been cut away. A lot of the dry air, outflow. There's a lot of stuff that just cut the severity off. So I don't think it's so much cloud covers because we had all the instability back there and we were waiting, but just don't think everything was up to date. Don't think everything was ready. The showers and thunderstorms are currently moving through most of our area. If you're behind it, O'Fallon, Wentzville. Here we go, everybody. You can go to sleep. If you're behind the line, you can go to sleep. So Warrenton, Wentzville, Troy, up almost near, we'll add Jerseyville in there. Just now adding St. Charles. You guys can go to sleep. So if you're behind that line, it will be good. This warning down here goes until 9:45. It's moving east at 45 miles per hour. Mainly warned for 60 mile per hour winds and quarter-size hail. So quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds is what we're seeing down there. We were supposed to see these warnings all up and down here, but it did not work out that way, which is it's just fine. It's okay if it doesn't work out that way, but we want to be here to let you guys know that that's what's happening. And also, like I mentioned before, we'll have multiple updates on Saturday because I just realized, because I haven't been paying too much attention to Saturday, we are in a level 2. We're in a level 2, so we'll monitor it, and if needed, we'll do a live discussion, but at this current time, I do not see that being likely. Yeah, it does not seem like it's going to be likely there. Doesn't look like there's really much of anything on the latest scan here from the HRRR. So new warning here. Yeah, so National Weather Service says that they're probably going to pull the watch around the bottom of the hour. So if nothing happens around 9:30, they're probably going to take all of us out of the watch. So I also agree with that. I think the watch could have been expired by now, but that's just me. But we still have that storm near the Rolla area. We'll check on it because we do have a couple folks down there that watch our streams. Looks like some very broad rotation down there. Not enough probably for a tornado possible. And I can hear thunder moving over our area. Not seeing a lot of hail or a lot of wind with this. So don't see that really lasting too long, in my opinion. But yeah, the National Weather Service, everybody, if you're watching, they said unless something starts to get going, they might even cancel the watch at 9:30. So they might cancel the watch even at 9:30. So Sharon says, thank you. You definitely have helped bring the anxiety down. You're very welcome. Glad we could do that. And I also appreciate you following. We usually try to be live as much as possible, but I do have a driving job and sometimes I can't be here. But we have people behind the scenes that, will post updates if I can, if I'm busy or not. So there's always updates on these pages. Not only when, there's tornadoes or stuff like that. We always keep you covered as well. And we do it here ad free. You don't have to watch any ads. You don't have to hear about any ads. You don't have to see any ads. And that's what we try to do. This is just a hobby. We're not making any money. We don't need any money. So we're here strictly to keep you guys safe. We are here for you, not the views, not the money. Because if I was here for the money, I would, had to clickbait because, gotta make you click on the video, but we don't do that. I think they're probably going to expire the severe thunderstorm watch. Thank you, Terry, for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. We got a comment here. Oh, hey, Dan. Not sure if you're tuning into the live stream at this current moment. You just typed something on the other post, but that is pretty cool. Yeah, I am super excited that I'm able to partner up with my old Parkway North band as the official weather sponsor. It's like super exciting. It's like very exciting. Super excited about that. Cause I was in the band, play French horn. Are you any of you guys watching? Were you guys in the marching band? If so, let me know what instrument that you played. I did the trumpet, and then we didn't have enough French horn, so then I switched over to the French horn. And honestly, it wasn't that bad. See, the line of storms are moving through. Nothing really too crazy happening here. And to be honest with you, the average wind reports that we're getting are just 15 miles per hour. 15, maybe 20. 15, 20. Hey, Dan, I'll respond to your comment in a little bit because I really like what you said there. Let's see. Wendy Lucchese said, I played the tenor saxophone. That's what Christopher plays, or that's what he did play. See, if I had to go back through band and you know how you picked your instrument of what you want to play, for some reason I would do the trombone. I just thought everybody was cool when they had the slide and they're like meow meow, that kind of stuff. Like I just thought they were cool doing that. And it's like the slide. It's like it actually looks like you're doing something. Like when you're playing the instrument, it looks like you're doing something because you're like you have the slide going down, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the forecast there for the band, football games, anything that they need. They send me a list of things that they'll like me to do for them. So we're gonna help them out, make sure they're prepared when competition season comes. So that can be nice. And also, I am going to be a parade judge. Yeah. For a neighborhood parade. I have decided to do it again. So we are out. We are out in the community, everybody. Community first here at TKW. Yeah, very heavy rain right now. Let's take a look outside here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the ring camera. Yeah, look at the lightning show. If you have any seizures or flashing light issues, don't look. But look at the lightning at least. We have not hit the rain yet, but we have the lightning over here. Very good lightning show here. There's enough likes. I mean, not lights. Not the like button. But a lot of lightning here. So if you're looking for the northern lights, just look north when it's lightning, and there you go. Northern lights. Let's see. Dan says, I love French horn. Clarinet for me. Oh, okay. I wasn't too big of a fan of a clarinet. The only reason I'm not a big fan of the clarinet is because you can't really hear it. When you have everything else in the way, you can't really hear it. So, but yeah, for the northern lights, just look outside, look to the north, wait for the lightning, and there's your northern light. But overall, this has been a very underwhelming day, but I'm glad that all of us were prepared. I'm glad we were all prepared. So that is what I like to hear. We are all prepared, even though we don't have, major outbreak. Like I told you guys last night or discussion streams, nothing to panic about, stay up about, because, we've seen these before. The last couple times we had lines of storms, it has been a little bit worse. We had a lot more tornado warnings and things like that. So we're getting 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts at the airport. We have to watch this area here. There's a little curvature here. Yeah, just have to watch these little bit areas. Like I said, still not done yet. Still not done yet. We're walking you through. We're holding your hand through these storms. But you can see very, very, very active. I can only imagine what the geese are thinking right now. They're probably thinking that they're at a concert. With all these flashing lights. So maybe I would consider making a song about lightning. Making a new song, TKW production. Something that you can listen on the way to work, listen when it's raining outside. Don't think it's going to be anything but just a small little bitty hook that's coming out in front near the Gray Summit area. Not really seeing anything from the National Weather Service about that, but just something I noticed. We'll just have to watch on future radar scans. But not seeing any rotation. We'll take a look at normalized rotation. Not seeing anything either here. So just a little hook there. Highly doubt it's anything. Nothing tornadic, but we still have the severe thunderstorm watch. The warning, I mean, yeah, the warning for Raleigh has dropped. It barely did anything. Our warning and reports coordinator currently offline right now, we would say. If you know, you know. Yeah, heavy part of the storm is going to be going right over our apartment here. And just a little bit, it's right over downtown Chesterfield. It's going to be going towards the St. Luke's Hospital, towards the 141 area. So 141 by the St. Luke's Hospital. But yeah, it's very, very loud. Very loud. Yeah, that hook thing that we're looking at doesn't look like there's much. And it looks like there's some outflow with the storm here. Which, if that's the case, it's going to limit any severe weather risk for the rest of the night. It is outbound winds, so that's probably what's limiting that. So that's probably what it was, the outflow for the wind. So put W's in the chat for the outflow. Kept it non-severe. So just taking a look at the National Weather Service, trying to see if they're going to continue the watch, if they're going to cancel the watch. But the heaviest activity is right over downtown Chesterfield right now. Chesterfield right at Olive. By the Mercy Rehab. So it's going to be coming over right near here. I'm going to show you this as I'm switching the cameras over there. So we will get, so you can see that is right outside our apartment here. So you can see the geese are in there. Not quite sure how they're holding up, but hopefully they're holding up well. Okay, let's take a look. So it's going to be in the bottom right camera is right over this storm. So the bottom right of the camera is where this storm is. But anybody near north of St. Charles, Florissant, Alton, Wood River, you can go sleep. I feel extremely confident. St. Charles, St. Peter's, O'Fallon, Winsfield, if you're still watching the live stream, you can go to sleep too. Mostly just about everybody's almost good to go to sleep. Because this is basically all just outflow. And what that means is the severe storm is saying, you know what? I don't want it anymore. And it's throwing it out. So, because looking at the radar, reds move away. Think of it like red is like, stop, go away. Gray means like, come on in. So that's how we look at it. So all this wind is going out of the storm. And that's basically the saving grace, it seems like, of this system. That's what saved it. We had the outflow. So, like I said, put W in the chat for the outflow, which saved us from anything really to get going. Janet, I really do appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome. Thanks for following. And we do live coverage like this as much as we can. As much as we can, we try to do live coverage. And if it's really severe, normally if there's an enhanced risk, is when we have the live discussion streams. So yeah, so it looks like we're getting rain here. Very heavy rain according to the weather station. Not seeing any gusty winds. We're over here in the Creve Court area. Somewhere on Olive in the Creve Court area. Some of you guys might know. Some of you guys might not know. Yeah, it looks like a couple people. Wow, we're at 88 subscribers on we're at 88 subscribers on YouTube. Almost at 100. That's crazy. Yeah, you can see it's picking up very good outside the TKW studios. Poor geese out there. Thank you, Mom, for the donation. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, look at the camera out here. It is going crazy. A lot of lightning. I think there's more lightning than anything happening out here. But very strong, no hail. And like I said, I bought a lot of extra things to make sure, it'll be useful. But yeah, I bought a lot of extra things to keep the internet going if it goes out, stuff like that. Because remember I think it was the last live stream that we had. My mom had to come save the live stream. Not the discussion stream, like the live severe weather coverage. Looked like a little intense pocket of winds right over the Four Seasons Country Club, right near Olive and 141. Some 30-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing too crazy here. Excuse me, sorry. Let's see. Let's turn off the radar. They still have the severe thunderstorm watch in place. They have not shaved anybody off the warning. I can hear the rain hitting the top of the roof. Even with the fan on that's blowing right on me. But yeah, crazy amount of lightning. Very good lightning show here, everyone. But not seeing anything crazy. Just watching something. Trying to see if that's like a hook. Oh, also, I want to see if there was any update on the yeah, that hook area that's north of Six Flags is what I watch. I'm gonna leave that there. Let's update. Let's go to, let's see. Let's do the overworn. Let's refresh it. And I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Let's see. Has anybody heard anything about the Six Flags incident rescue? Okay, so it was the Sky Screamer. It said the Sky Screamer ride malfunctioned. So that's what happened. Not quite sure. It said they tried. Oh, yeah. See, that is how they normally try to do it. So, this quick update, real quick, on that incident at Six Flags. 4 people got stuck on the. Here's all the ads, but I'll just read it to you. So they initially tried to lower the ride. However, that didn't work. And then so they had numerous other departments join, stuff like that. It said 2 adults and 2 children were about 120 feet in the air when the ride malfunctioned. So There you go. So, not sure if they got down. I assume they did, but that is what is going on. Yeah, watching this hook here, that is just a hook that started to pop up. We need to pay attention to that. Trying to do something funky. Yeah. We have to see it that way because that's the hook right there. Look at that right in front of your face. Yeah, look at the wind here. It's going crazy here at the studios. It just scared me. So that's why I wanted to show you. That wind just came straight to the front window. We have a small little front window and just slammed it. Lots of rain. So, but we do have a hook on the radar. National Weather Service is not taking a look at it. Then they got a little bit too comfortable. Want to see if that keeps going, but look outside. You can see we have gusty winds outside. Nothing severe, but it's definitely here. So you can see the live view out here. I'm really watching. Look at the bottom left hand corner. I got the live radar up right here. Really watching this area right here. This just started to come in not too long ago. Just near the Sherman, just north of Six Flags. Not quite sure if that's anything, but might just have to take a look. Let me check the normalized rotation on here. A little bit messy. Yeah. But it's going crazy out there. But what I'm taking a look at, everybody, is the... This is what I'm taking a look at, this hook right here. We can go back to... We can go back to regular. Yeah, so it looks like that hook was just... It went away, so that is good. But I'm surprised we didn't get a quick tornado warning on that. That was almost close. We have to watch out. And the Sherman, Castlewood, and over near Valley Park. Have to watch out for that, just in case try gets going. Yeah, some 30, 40 mile per hour winds are picking up going through the Maryland Heights right now. That is what we're seeing here at the TKW studios. It is very crazy. Let's see if we can get the rain camera up here. So let's take a look. So yeah, the rain camera is in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen here. And yeah, it's probably a good idea to close the windows. So we're going to close the windows here at the TKW Studios. Yeah. You can just fill that one up. But yeah, it's very loud here. Lots of lightning. Whole lot of everything going on right now. But I was just watching that area north of Eureka. Not seeing any rotation on it anymore. But it looks like we could have had something right there. We'll have to watch because it does have that little Boeing curves area. So not completely out of the way. Not completely done. Because we are getting some pop-up signatures here. Getting some pop-up signatures here. Oh, what did I do? Oh, let me take that off. Okay, there we go. Not quite sure what I did here. Yeah. It's at the very front, but I don't, there's something I would watch here. Till it flattens out, I would say, but very strong winds, especially north of the Creve Coeur area, 40, 45 mile per hour winds. Nothing severe, surprisingly. But some maybe broad rotation, something trying to go on over there. Okay. Sharon, thank you so much for the follow. I'm not quite sure how many follows we have gotten so far. I kind of lost track at this point. I kind of lost track. I think my producer, my girlfriend's going to let me know. But I think we're past 10. Oh, yeah, she said absolutely. So, hey, everyone, we are way past there. We are past 10. Really do appreciate all the follows. Yeah, you can see we do have a little mixing down here. Some inbound winds trying to mix in here. Nothing imminent, but just something to watch here. Let's see, did I miss the comment? Let's see. Beck. Is it Beck? I can't see the full name. Let's see. Okay, so report is the riders are down safe. Okay, good, because the storm is right over there. Normally they just lower it back down. Hey TKW, I saw a post that you sponsored Parkway North Marching Band. Thanks for supporting the kids. Thanks for the weather updates. I'm in Arnold. How are we looking this evening? Oh, well, I'm very happy. I am very excited. Yes, I wanted to support. I always wanted to give back, but I wasn't able to. Now that I'm able to give back, and the band program was a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. So it's good to be able to give back to the musicians, help them out, and to get them the forecast that they need. Maria says, "Oh, the storm is my 100-pound dog named Tiny is not having it. Oh, yeah, the lightning, thunder, it's not good for the pets." How much longer we got on the lightning? Almost done. It's almost done. It's moving through. Teresa, we're okay. We don't have any warnings. The only area that I'm worried about, hey, Beck. Yeah, I can't see the full name for some reason. The only reason I can see Beck. But Arnold, still have a little bit to go, but I think we're mainly going to see some showers and thunderstorms. But I'm watching this area near the Sherman Crescent area. It's a little bit interesting, like it wants to try to rotate. It looks like it will track north of you if it were to do that. Yeah, when the wind was coming through, you can see that's the ring camera at our studio here. And when the rain first hit, it like blew straight towards the front window and it felt like something hit it. So, yeah, everything's good, Mom. Everything's good. Like I said, it's just loud. 40, 50 mile per hour winds, but this is just summertime storms, at least up here. But the main area I'm paying attention to is just near the Sherman area, right? Headed towards 44 and the Valley Park. We'll see if it tries to sustain. Let's check the National Weather Service. Yeah, so the National Weather Service, they're drawing up okay, so new severe thunderstorm warning is coming in. From National Weather Service, it's going to have a tornado possible tag on this. So look at that early warning detection right here. It said that they're about to issue a warning. So we're drawing up a severe warning. This will have the tornado possible tag included. So early warning detection coming through. Not quite sure how long we have been talking about this, but they are seeing some intense. Yeah, tight reflectivity grading and a little notch. And there it goes, everybody. New severe thunderstorm warning with tornado possible tag. Like I said, that's why we weren't going anywhere. So if you're in the Sunset Hills, Valley Park, Crestwood, Osage Hills, Kirkwood, Afton, Lee May, Jefferson Barracks, Melville, or if you know anybody in this area, you might want to wake them up. You might want to wake them up because we have something to talk about. We have a thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible attack. We have been talking about this forever, and we finally got our warning on it. So there's just not enough confidence to issue a tornado warning is basically what they're saying. So basically what they're saying that this does have an environment to try to produce a tornado. So it does have a low end quick spin up criteria that something could go. So if you know anybody in Valley Park, Murphy, the Rockwood Summit High School, if you're near there, the Fenton, Sunset Hills, Crestwood, Osage Hills, Kirkwood, Green Park, Melville, I will wake them up and let them know they have a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning coming straight towards their area. Because most people are starting to probably fall asleep because nothing's happening. But the National Weather Service has finally, I guess they're watching my live stream because they finally saw the same thing I have been talking about sounding like a broken record. Amy says, Tiny needs a thunder jacket. Oh, yes. Amy says, how do you think it will hold up as it moves east towards Illinois? Well, we just got a warning in store. So that always changes up because it was quiet. It has been quiet for the last couple hours. So, not quite sure, but I think at the very least it's going to be very loud. It's going to be very loud with heavy lightning, thunder, gusty winds as the primary threat. But if you know anybody in the Kirkwood, Murphy, Melville, Afton, please make sure you share this live stream with them. Because there is small potential that this could go. And when I say go, means tornado warning. So small possibility that this could go for tornado warning. This is a tornado possible attack. Doesn't mean tornadoes on the ground. It just has the potential. So make sure we're sharing this with anybody that you know, just in case. Just so you can wake up and monitor the storm. But we're keeping track of the National Weather Service here. Let's see. News just put the warning out. See how much more advanced notice you gave before them. Yeah, we were tracking it for a while. It took them a hot minute to get the warning out. Because we were tracking it. Let's see. It started at. Let's see. Put the radar back. Yeah, so about 9:30, about 9:32. About 9:30 is when we started saying that this could be a tornado possible. And it's 9:44, so that's about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of advance warning that you guys just got. So, but if you know anybody in this area, especially near Valley Park, right on top of Valley Park, we do have cameras over there. Let me switch it. So, it's the middle one that's going to be switching. So, just give me a second while we switch it over. And the camera that I use, of course, it goes out. So, starting to get a little bit messy, but look at that. Here's 44. Let's turn this off. You can see at the bottom part of your screen, it's going to lag a little bit. It's not looking too impressive as it once did. Like the warning is late. National Weather Service also thinking that it doesn't look quite as good. Yeah. National Weather Service is saying that they should have issued it just a tad bit earlier. Because it's more just looking wind. It's more wind at this point, and it's not even severe, so. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but I think the time that it had the tornado potential, I think it was a little bit too late. But you can see the heavy rainfall. That's at around the 141. That's right where the storm is at here. So you can see the winds are picking up here. And let's see if I can. Where did I put the rain camera? Let's see if I can do this. Try this out for the first time. No, not that one. Yeah. And let's clear this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there's west of 141. This is where the storm is at. So this is exactly where the storm is at, and I'm not seeing any signs of rotation, but look how heavy that rain is. Look how heavy that rain is right there. So you can see he's moving through. So we're gonna hop in the camera. And while we do that, we're gonna switch you over to this while we switch the camera around. So we're gonna keep following it. Yeah, so this is a good visual. I don't think this is the right one. Yeah. Okay, let me switch it. Yeah, there we go. Trying a new system here. Seeing if it works, and it looks like it's working. Just don't worry about the bottom part, the scrolling part. It's not just for us. It's for everybody. The lightning is impressive here in Arnold nonstop like a cinematic masterpiece. Yeah, the lightning is the main talk of the town here. The winds are really not going strong here. Rotation is not really there. But like I said, they're a little bit late, but the storm is almost done for most of the Missouri side. But you can see this is the storm that is currently severe thunderstorm warning. So instead of looking out your window, we're going to look at the highway camera. But I think this was very late. I think they should have issued this a little bit before. But that's just me. Appreciate all the likes and the shares. Appreciate that. Looks like we're the only people live around the area that are providing live updates. Yeah, it looks like the last update some people have posted was 4 hours ago. Wow. You got some good video? If you know how to send it over, Teresa, I'd love to see it here. And we're going to stay on because we do have a... Do they still have tornado possible? Yeah, they do still have tornado possible on this. But I think the tornado threat passed with this. I don't really see it too crazy. Let me check the velocities. Yeah, the velocities not showing anything crazy like they once were. Check up here, make sure we're not forgetting anything. This very heavy rain and thunder is continuing. But a lot of heavy wind is going to be coming through the Arnold, Oakville, and towards the downtown St. Louis area. But you can see right here, it's pretty nasty out. We can take a look around the area. Very wet roads. A lot of us are seeing wet roads. A lot of decent amount of traffic out. So they condensed the warning, still kept the tornado possible tag. Some damage coming through from Quincy. Yeah, still keeping the tornado possible till 10:15. Still keeping the tornado possible tag till 10:15, even though they condensed it here. Let's go back to the 3 cam. And let me get the ring camera. Okay, let's take you back here. You can see outside the studio. Most of us are doing good. You know, we got a warning after some time. But I don't really see much here. Besides the wind threat. Like I said, you know, what time is it? Almost 10 o'clock, and we started talking about it at 9:15. You know, it's just too late right now. A little bit too late. Do you see spin in the Fenton area? Not really. Not anything concerning. Maria says, I appreciate you being live right now and answering all the questions everybody have. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, I always try to be here. I'd rather be live than having to post radar updates and you guys only get information every hour, half hour. Don't really think that's beneficial. But it looks like a lot of you guys like this, us just hanging out on the live stream, walking you through the storms. So we'll keep that in consideration for next time. Especially on these low events. We might even do it on Saturday, depending on how it looks. But we'll have more updates on that. So taking a look here. And you guys watching on YouTube, how does the quality look over there? And does it seem like it's very delayed? Or does it seem like it's pretty up, like when I say something, it's pretty fast? Yeah, it just splattered. This northern half of the storm just splattered. Not really seeing anything. Mainly this area headed towards Antonia, Arnold, Oakville, Melville, Afton. It's gonna have some strong gusty winds. Thunder here in Caseyville, Illinois. Yeah, but it looks like the severe weather risk up there does not look like, it doesn't look promising. Does not look promising. We almost had something going. Because it's right about, I can't really tell what time that is. Unless I move the camera. Yeah, so at 9:30, we saw it had a hook just like this. And I said, watch out. And then as it got further, it died. And then it came back and I was like, we really need to be watching this. And then finally so around like 9:20, at 9:42, they issued the warning. So, and then look how it is now. It's just about nothing. Christina's in here? I didn't see her message. Unless she told you that she's on the live stream. If so, can't hide now. Better say hi. Facebook used to tell me who joins the live stream, but I can't see anymore. Okay, see? Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I have been told, Maria, that there's no delays, which is pretty good. Facebook has a delay, so always let people know as well. Because I always read the comments a little bit late. So you could probably tell how quick I read that if there's any delay on there. So she just joined us. Yeah. Because normally I can see if people if they like the stream, then it's like, okay, I know they're here. But I haven't seen anything. Oh, there she is. Hi, Christina. How are you doing? Glad to see you. I don't think anything's going on out there. We can check. Yeah, nothing going on out there besides a lot of heat. Oh, they're trying to start the ramp up again. Are we trying to get 2 areas? Trying to get like a little hook near the Maplewood area. Headed towards the Melville area. We had a nice little crash over at Cave Springs. Just wanted to do that to show you. Look at the bottom left the camera and our camera wall. Decent little crash over there. So make sure you're taking it slow. Make sure you're taking it slow. Oakville, the storms are about to move in. You guys are not in the severe thunderstorm warning. Kyle says hi. Hello, Kyle. What time is it there now? Like 7, almost 8? Or is it almost 7? I don't know. Amy says hello. Hello, Amy. Glad to see you. Oakville's currently not in the warning, but some heavy rain is coming your way. Do they still get the tornado possible tag? Why? Let me check to see if any new updates from National Weather Service. They're not sure why too. Yeah, there's some very heavy rain over our house or apartment. Oh, he says almost 8. Okay. That must be nice. Sarah says, thank you for being live. Always comforting to watch your lives. Well, I really do appreciate that. You guys, don't make me blush around here. Not yet. Yes, Teresa, good night. It's going to be loud, but good night. You're okay. And I think they even canceled. Did they cancel the severe thunderstorm watch? Okay, so they canceled the severe thunderstorm watch with a severe thunderstorm warning. How lovely. So right now, everybody, there is not a severe thunderstorm watch anymore, but we do have a warning. Not too often that you see that. So we just got a report from Gravois and Baptist Church is near the Grants Farm, essentially. Pea-sized hail. Pea-sized hail near the Grants Farm. So that's something to note. I think it's very interesting that there's no severe thunderstorm watch. But down here at this lower part of the storm, headed towards Hillsboro, that's just all outflow. So I don't really see it doing much. They're trying to start to ramp up again, headed towards Oakville. Let's pull the Oakville camera up. Okay, so the National Weather Service, St. Louis, not sure what's going on over there. Okay, so they're going to drop the warning because the storm orientation. If it was moving east, they would have reconsidered, but right now it's not. And the person who said that is from the Kansas City office. No, not the Kansas City office. Let's see, North. So you think it's hailing over there? Let's see. I can't really see. I can't have a good. Okay, Teresa, thank you for being the 100th message today. And yes, I'm glad you can count on me. Yeah, it's gonna be loud, but the severe weather threat and the watch has been over, so we're just gonna wait till about 15 minutes, let this warning die, and if we don't have anything else, I think we're gonna wrap up the live coverage. Because everything is good. Yeah, the National Weather Service in Nebraska is telling us that they're not issuing a warning for this storm. So not quite sure what's happening at the National Weather Service. But they are not planning to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. So not sure if the National Weather Service office lost power. Not quite sure why the operations is going. So yeah, a little late for this warning, which is common for the National Weather Service sometimes. Looks like we have power outage at Enrichment Heights, about 700 customers. So we do have some power outages being reported. Sarah says wind and lightning are majorly picking up in the Oakville area. As it's picking up, very gusty, but there's currently no severe warning, but some 30-40 mile per hour winds are likely. And I was going to pull up the camera too. We actually have a camera courtesy of Oakville WX. So there you go. And the bottom part in the middle is right over in the Oakville area. How's it going, Jacob? Asking about the Soto. I think you guys would be okay. You're not in a severe thunderstorm watch, but it's going to be loud. Some rain, thunder, and lightning are going to be possible. But most of the threat is basically done. A lot of outflow. And what I mean a lot of outflow is basically the severity of the storms just leaving. So all the wind and everything's just leaving. Yeah, not quite sure about that. Some heavy winds moving to the Illinois side. Yeah, you're good. You can go sleep. I think you'll be alright. It's going to be a little loud, but you'll be okay. Good night. Good night. Yeah, we're just waiting for this warning to end, and the severe thunderstorm watch is done, so it's really not much to stay on live for. We did a pretty good amount of coverage. But transitioning to the Illinois side near Dupo, wind is starting to pick up. Storm's actually moving out of the warning, so that is what we're seeing there. And it looks like that bottom camera is not up to date there. Oh, but it looks like they may have lost power because the string went offline. Yeah, so it looks like over in Oakville, they may have lost power. Nice little hook, but they said they're not worried about it. Yeah, they said they're not worried about it, but it looks a little interesting in my opinion. Especially around the Oakville camera. Well, the Oakville area, the camera went out, so we'll just put it back on here. Not sure what camera 2 is doing. Looks like we have some power outages around the area. The rain is going to be continuing. I'm going to check the power outage map because a lot of our cameras are. Yeah, they're not seeing anything with this near the Oakville area, but looks like some of the power outages have started to come in. Taking a look here. Oh, nope, not trying to pay the bill. We already did that. We want to look at the outages. Told many of your friends about me? Oh, well, I really do appreciate that. So in the whole state of Missouri, about 2,230 customers. Not seeing anything coming in from the Oakville area. A lot of it is right near House Springs. And, okay, right where that camera once was. Yeah, so around the Chesterfield area looks to be the hot spot. And it looks like around Richmond Heights, yeah, 710 customers are out. Here, I can just show you. Here, let's take a look at power outages. So, Richmond Heights, about 710 customers. Let's see if we can find any others. You can see a lot of small outages around the Kirkwood area have 172, which is not really good because it is hot. So not really the best time for the power to go out. And then over near the Chesterfield, especially by the airport, Spirit of St. Louis Airport, 155, just a little bit north, south of that, 53. So lots of power outages over there. Amanda says, I just had a little tiny hail in Athens, Shrewsbury. I've never seen so much lightning yet. The lightning show is crazy. It's like a free concert outside. It's a free concert that's outside that we can't attend. And once again, if you're just tuning in, there is no severe thunderstorm watch. There's no watch anymore. The watch has expired, which is good. And the severe thunderstorm warning just now has been canceled. So in 7 minutes, it probably showed till 7 minutes, but at this current moment, we have no watches or warnings anymore. No watches or warnings anymore, everybody. So that is great news. Yeah, because these storms, basically that's what helped us. Is just all these storms staying outflow dominant. Which means all the strength of it went away. I'm not really concerned about these storms back here in St. Clair or anything like that. But yeah, that is great. I'm glad we were able to escape through it. It's going to be loud. It's going to be lots of rain, thunder, and stuff like that. But the severe weather, at least thunderstorm, at least the tornado threat, severe thunderstorm threat, there's no watches or warnings. So this is like the most active the YouTube side has been. Let's see. What was that? Oh, I didn't see your message come in, Mr. J, about Oakville. Did you get any reports? Anything? Will it stay on for the 5 minutes that the warning is still on the screen? Because why not? Why not? But yeah, nothing really coming through from the National Weather Service there. So that's always a great sign when they're quiet. Not seeing, it looks like a little hook out here, but not seeing anything here. Let's see if we can adjust that. Oh, they still have the thunderstorm warning in place, so at least at the warning bar at the bottom. But yeah, that was very good. You can see the rest of it continues. Look out here. A long night for these people. Out here in Indiana, even parts of Ohio. And looks like they had a confirmed tornado, another tornado. Lots of tornadoes over here. You can see these little tracks. Damage of tornadoes. So we got out easy. So, but it's very unfortunate for them. Hopefully everybody's okay. But now it's a nocturnal threat. So luckily we do not have to worry about that. Down here in southwest Missouri, little to no action. Nothing happened down here. And then all the way near Wichita Falls, little bit of action going on down there, but very outflowy. So that's probably going to remain a damaging wind threat. It looks like the rest of it's just moving on through, everyone. So, showers and thunderstorms. Let me go back to this one. So, showers and thunderstorms are going to be continue overnight. They're going to be moving out of the way. It's going to be loud at times, but there's the severe weather risk not really doing anything crazy. The Naperville, Illinois get hit. I think someone else asked about Naperville yesterday. Naperville, it doesn't have a damage track through it, but it looks like there's some damage to the north side. But it looks like they got spared, but Chicago at once was under a tornado warning. But at least from the data that we can see on our radar program, doesn't look like there's much of anything happening. Also appreciate Amanda following. Really do appreciate you. Just gonna check something real quick. Very welcome. Yeah, so Saturday, real quick, everybody. Saturday also has a severe weather risk. It's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So we get a break tomorrow. See, tomorrow, nothing. No severe weather risk tomorrow. And then as we get into Saturday, we have a severe weather risk. So we're going to be talking about that more tomorrow to let you guys know. And if it looks significant enough, we may do a pop-up live stream tomorrow evening, but I don't think that's going to be happening at the current moment. But I really have to take a look at the data because I was looking at the data for this stream. So that is that. Going to Bloomington, Illinois. Oh, I've been there plenty of times. We have a warehouse up there. So, but going for State Special Olympics. Well, good luck. Hopefully you bring home a winner. A little bit of small hail might be going just north of the DuPont area. So Amanda says, I just found your page. I started following. Well, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, we were on the whole time. I did get a couple messages here that there's other people not relaying information throughout the storm event, but yeah, we were here the whole time, and we do live coverage like this all the time as we can. I drive a truck, so anytime that, usually in the evening events, is more likely I can go live, but we always have updates throughout our page, and we go live as much as we can even for a discussion stream. So like before the storm happens, we'll go live, talk about it. If it's going to be really bad. Now, if it's going to be something small, don't want to hold up in half hour of your evening when, you know, when there's not really anything to talk about. But we had 3 out of 5 severe weather, so we went online and talked about it, and we were all prepared for today. So yeah, damaging wind risk continues. Illinois stuff always gets a little bit crazy, but yeah, we have a 2 out of 5 for severe weather on Saturday. And like I said, I haven't looked at Saturday that briefly, like a lot. Not too quite sure on the timing. Looked at it a little bit, but the last time I looked at it, we were at a 1 out of 5. So normally when there's a 3 out of 5, enhance is when we do a discussion stream. Or if I think tornadoes are going to be likely, then we do a discussion stream. So good news, everyone. Look at the bottom part of the screen here. Look at the bottom part of the screen and you can read it out loud. No active alerts. So we don't have any watches, warnings, or considerations. So that is great. So that is what we like to see right here. So the Illinois side is moving to the Illinois side. We have a couple people on the Illinois side, but I'm just not seeing anything. It's going to be some damaging winds, but not anything severe. And most of it's just falling apart. It's going to continue to fall apart. So, yeah, so all of it's falling apart. The warning has officially ended. And rain is mostly moving out of all the areas. So that is great news. Does anybody have any last comments or so? If not, I think we're going to wrap up the live stream. I don't think we need any further updates throughout the night. I mean, it's already 10 o'clock. But we'll monitor and we'll post an update if we see anything crazy. But just expect rain and thunderstorms for the remainder of the night as the cold front continues to push through. Cooler temperatures, a relief. Not much of a relief, but it's a noticeable relief tomorrow. So check out the daily planner. Usually post around 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. And that gives you an idea what to expect throughout the day. 9-10 a.m. is probably when we're going to talk about Saturday. And we'll see if we have a live stream. If not, we'll have a video, a Tomorrowcast video explaining what to expect for Saturday, for the next day. Tomorrowcast. So, does anybody have any last questions, comments, thanks, or anything? Pretty good live stream for not a lot to happen. Normally, once a warning goes away, I just hop off, but I want to try something different here. But there's some damaging winds that are moving through towards the Millstadt and the Belleville, technically Scott Air Force Base over there. But all the other areas looks nice and quiet, not seeing any damaging winds or anything crazy happening. Basically, just weakened. You can see throughout the loop, really just falling apart once the watch ended. So I think we're going to wrap up the live stream, everyone. So I appreciate all the follows, all the shares, all of everything. And if we need to, we will post updates. We'll post updates, but I think we'll just go back to normal operations. I really don't see much going on, so we're going to hang up the live stream and we're going to roll the outro. And we'll see you tomorrow talking about Saturday. Have a great night. Get some sleep because there's gonna be no more storms in a little bit. You guys will get some good sleep. And we'll see you in the next update. Good night. You guys are all very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you all. Thank you very much. We got through it. We got through it nice, calm, safe, everything. So, all right, we'll see you in the next update. We'll see either in a video post tomorrow about Saturday or a live stream. We'll keep you updated. Make sure you're checking back regularly for updates.